Hi everybody, RJ with Netro Labs here again, and in this video we're going to be going over universe mode. Now universe mode is unique in the sense that the main task of universe mode is around answering questions. That is what that's why we call it universe mode, is that the only thing this agent will do in this mode is answer questions about the data that's provided. She will not answer any questions outside of that data. It will be only able to answer questions about the data provided. But this is why it's different from autoverse mode, where autoverse mode, that they're able to do tasks, but in a specific workflow that you can view and edit and so on. Universe mode is different in that it'll only answer questions, so you don't have to give it a command. You just give it the data and then the parameters that we're going to talk about, and it'll be able to answer questions. Now, why would you want this particular mode or feature from a business perspective? Just think about how many businesses, how much information they have to translate to customers. And, they do these through FAQ sections, or they do these through, presentations or one pagers or so on. Well, you can imagine how it would be very useful if I own a business and I have a bunch of different products or services that have a lot of common questions. My customers are asking me about them. I would love to have a mechanism in place where they can refer to that. They can get answers to those questions immediately without having to involve me or someone that I employ. So in this example, I have a healthcare plan overview for Medicaid. Now, this is for the state of Florida, but the point of me using this, you'll see it's 72 pages. There's a lot of information here. And if I had questions about, Florida Medicaid services, or, hey, am I eligible, or so on, it'd be very useful if I can just simply ask that question. I don't have to go searching through all of this information. That same concept, that knowledge management, is really what universe mode is meant for. And this can apply to so many different things, right? There could be SOPs, or, somebody just starting, is being onboarded to a business, and you already have your standard operating procedures in place. They can ask this agent and, reference it of saying, hey, is this how you do this? And you're able to get those responses. Knowledge management is really fundamentally how universe mode is built for, is to kind of solve that problem where you can easily get answers to questions on corpuses of data without having to configure anything. I'm going to show you how we do that. So again, in this example, the other videos, I'm not going to be going over the setup in step 1. Please refer to those videos, as well as the videos that I did for step 1, step 2, and step 3 of the wizard. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and use my previous key, skip past the integration, and going into the data upload. Now, keep in mind, this is, again, always going to be different depending on the use case. But what I can say for universe mode is you should only be providing data that you want to get answers on. That's because that's all you're going to be able to do is to ask questions and get responses. You won't be able to do any other task other than that. So this is a particular type of mode where you want to be very, very selective about what data you are providing, because it's only going to be able to answer questions about that data, nothing else. So, if you could refer back to the step 2 video, I'll go over all the requirements of, the file size and so on. But just for this purpose, just know that we're only going to be able to answer questions on this data. So I'm going to upload that healthcare file. Go ahead and process that. That's where it's creating those embeddings. And I'm going to put in my business focus. So in this particular example, I uploaded, again, that healthcare info, which is called Florida Medicaid Health Plan Member Book. So let me say Medicaid Plan Member Handbook. The personality I would want for that, because again, they're answering questions only, I probably want them to be, let's say detail oriented. I'm going to select universe mode. You'll see when I do that, all the command field disables as well as the workflow, because again, in universe mode, you cannot give a command. The only 2 modes where you can give a command is autoverse and multiverse. And please refer to those videos for more information. So the last feature last parameter rather that we have to put in is the temperature. Again, how we're seeing the temperature affect behavior is that the higher the temperature, the more ability the agent is to synthesize information, but it, of course, leaves it up more open to being wrong and hallucinating. And temperature being closer to 0, it's vice versa. It's less likely to hallucinate, but it's not able to handle more complex questions. So in this particular example, if I'm using it as an employee handbook, and I just want something that immediately is going to give my employee some information without me having to do anything. But I also don't want to sort of open it up to wrong questions. I'll just keep the temperature at 0. In the other modes, I've talked to you about how I sometimes like higher temperatures, and sometimes if I want to be able to answer more complex questions, I may raise this. But for this purpose, let's just keep it at 0. So I'm gonna go ahead and click chat. Now again, this mode it's deployed to our website, our environment. If you wanted to use this for your business, this is where you would click the embed, copy that, and put that over to your website. And there's other videos that go over that particular process, specifically the chat and tools video. So please refer to that. But for now, just to kind of showcase you again how this mode is different than the others, just say, I just got hired a couple weeks ago. I need to know if I am eligible. Now, in this example, this particular healthcare firm is kind of servicing Medicaid. So the just got hired a couple weeks ago, it wouldn't really, okay, see, the eligibility for this is based on a variety of factors, including income, family values, and so on, which is true. Recommends contacting your local Department of Children Medicaid to discuss your situation. They can provide you with that information. Now, if I go to this document and let's just see that number, DCF, let's just Control F. You'll see that Department of Family, Children and Family Services, this information there. These are, again, wasn't able to answer the question of, am I eligible for Medicaid? That's a very broad question, right? She correctly said, I don't have the ability to determine that. But she still provided information of where you can follow up and get different follow-up services with that. So let's look at another question that we can ask here. Let's see. What are some things then I should be telling to my case manager? So it's going to go ahead and look up, again, what are those requirements for case managers if it's found in the document or in the data provided. So if you'll see here, your living situation changes, you go to the hospital, your services aren't right. This is where she's able to synthesize again, some of that information. Now, the last thing I want to go over is, again, how these agents have access to tools. I'm going to say, okay, email me this at my email. I can now get that information. And if if I own a business and I want to provide this to my employees, with the conversation they're having with the agent, they say, okay, yeah, this is good to know. Send me this information in email. This is how these agents having access to tools, why it can be so useful depending on whatever business use case that you have. So let's just go ahead and there. Okay, so it's said it's unable to send an email because of technical reasons. You'd like me to send you an email, kind of in touch. This is a perfect example of AI is not perfect. There will be mess ups, just like how we as humans make mistakes. AI and any type of automations are going to as well. So I don't want you to think that all of this will always work 100% of the time. That's not the world we live in. But it's also something that it's continuously getting better, and it's only going to get better from here. And what I like to say is that this is the worst this technology will ever be. So if it doesn't go through or some of these times, just understand that is the likelihood, that is rather just the reality of using generalized models to power these, to make it extremely kind of airtight and bulletproof. We would want to fine tune these for very specific use cases, but hopefully you'll be able to see from this some value very quickly that you could provide, whether to your customers or to your employees. And we really encourage you to experiment with this mode, with the other ones, and please go on our Discord. We're going to be uploading information to there constantly, but please feel free to go there, put in any comments, feedback, recommendations, features. We really want to hear what you think that we should do to make Kate better. So I hope this was informational. I hope this is helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. Please go into the Discord to do so. And until the next video, thank you.